Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's me, it's Malcolm, and today I haven't done a story time in a while. I think the last time I did it was like a few months ago. I could be wrong because I do a lot of different videos on this channel, but I feel like today I want to get this story out because I feel like it will be a great way to close the chapter on whatever this situation was. Obviously, we're going to be talking about me being ghosted. And if you don't know what ghosted or what ghosting is, it is basically an act of you either talking to a love interest or you're talking to a friend, and they slowly fade out of your life. They slowly stop responding to your text messages. You would call them, but they wouldn't pick up, and eventually they would just kind of leave you without even giving you an explanation of why they don't want to talk to you anymore, without saying goodbye. So that's what happened to me. So I feel like once I get the story out there, I can just finally put it to rest, and maybe after I give out the theories at the end about what I think happened, maybe we can laugh about it, because this did happen a few years ago, uh, and it still kind of does affect me to this day. But I feel like once I do this video, I will finally put it to rest and just kind of move on with my life, because I've given this person enough time to reach out to me and just tell me their side, but they never did, which we're gonna get to, because they texted me after ghosting me to apologize for ghosting me and then re-ghosted me. Just starting at the beginning, I matched this girl on Bumble. I was at work and thought she was pretty, thought she was nice. I messaged her basically saying, hey, just can I get your number? Because you seem like a really cool girl. So she gave me her number and she told me that she didn't live in Maryland, where I live right now, and that I can't say where this girl is from, because just in case I don't want to get in, any legal trouble. But I'm not slandering her. But basically, she told me where she was from, and it was like a really far state for me. Basically saying, she only visits for work or to visit her friend in the summer. And I was like, okay, cool. Do you want to hang out? Because I was single at the time. I really wasn't looking for a relationship. I was just kind of on a dating app, just seeing my options per se. Get her number. We start talking, and we started talking frequently, to the point where we would talk daily. We actually got pretty close pretty fast. We were FaceTiming, things like that. We eventually, for a month and a half of talking, we eventually agreed to meet up when she came back to town. So the day comes that I'm supposed to meet her, and I did meet her. That part is very important for what I'm about to talk about later. So I did meet her. We hung out. We drank. We had a good time. We really connected in person, which was something I was nervous about. But when I met her in person, she was everything I thought she was and more. Hung out for the weekend, and then she loved visiting me. She loved talking to me. The vibes were as perfect as it could be. She even went as far as to say that for her job, because she does travel for work, and every week she goes to a different state, different city. I don't know exactly what her job title was, but I do know that she made a lot of money. A lot of money. She showed me her house and everything, and she made a lot of money. So she was definitely not depending on me for anything. So she wasn't a gold digger or anything. So I immediately knocked that out the window. So she tells her boss or whoever assigns where she goes. She apparently told her boss that she wanted more stops in Maryland, DC area, which is where I live. So she could visit me more and we could connect more in person. So that gave me hope that there would be something from this. And the way we were talking beforehand, it did seem like something could happen. I wasn't planning for it to be that way, but just the way that we were connecting, the way we were talking, it started to really feel like something different than just like seeing options per se, if you get my drift. She goes home and then we're still talking. Like for a whole month after that, we were just talking about how much fun we had together, how good the vibes were, and how excited we were to both see each other again. And like I said, she does travel for work, or she did. I don't know what she's doing right now because obviously she ghosted me. So eventually she comes to like Pennsylvania, or like she's going for a weekend in Pennsylvania. And I live like an hour, like not an hour, I live within driving distance from Pennsylvania. And I really wanted to show her that I was ready to like put my best foot forward, and I didn't want to always like wait for her to come to me, because I wanted to show that I'm like willing to like travel for her as well. So I talked to her about it, and I was just like, hey, maybe I could meet you in Philly, and we could just like hang out. We could like see the town. Like I don't even have to like stay the night or anything. Like I just want to see you and all that stuff. And she was just like kind of iffy about it, and not like I threw her off or anything. She was just more like she didn't expect me to want to do that per se. So I found it like the conversation was kind of weird, and she was kind of like deflecting, and I was just like, maybe she just doesn't want me to come. So I let it go, and then we talked about it again somehow, like a different day, and she was just like, yeah, totally, like when I get there I'll let you know, blah blah blah. Like, okay, that's cool, cool. Just let me know when you're there, and just like we can meet up. That was like one of the last times I talked to her, because when the weekend that she visited Pennsylvania, Philly, I can't remember exactly where she was. Uh, I texted her. She never responded. I called her to be like, hey, did you still want to meet up? Like, are you cool with me coming? Because, you know, I think I took the weekend off of work to see her. I even told her that part too. I was just like, yeah, I took off the weekend so I could like hang with you, and like just everything seemed like she wanted to hang out. And then I didn't hear from her that whole week that apparently she was there. Mind you, the month before I was supposed to meet her again, like we've had like more deeper conversations. We've had like she told me some like deep dark secrets about herself, things like that. In my mind, I'm thinking that she wants to like make this the next level, like make this something instead of like a fling per se. Yeah, that week passes and still didn't hear from her. And I wasn't mad or anything. I was just more so worried at this point, because like like I've already said, me and her did get really close, and just the fact that I didn't hear anything, and it was just kind of like at this point I didn't care about not even seeing you again. It's just the point of, are you even okay? Texted her, I called her. Something about me, I like pick up on energies, even though like if you never say anything to me, or like if you don't do anything to me, I kind of do get the message that you don't want to talk to me anymore. So I eventually just kind of like let it go after a week of trying to like reach out to her. Like I reached out to her on Facebook, like we added each other on all these socials, and yeah, I just didn't hear from her. Oh, another important factor is that on Snapchat, she did block me out of nowhere without an explanation. However, she still has me added on every other social. So I found it kind of weird that the one place where we talked the most, which was Snapchat, maybe because she liked the idea of like her messages getting deleted after 24 hours. Maybe that's why she used Snapchat the most. I'm not sure. Also, this was around the time when Snap Maps were popular, so yeah, like we could see each other's locations and stuff. But I turned mine into ghost mode after a while. It was just kind of weird to me. So I messaged her on Facebook this day, and I was just like, hey, you blocked me on Snapchat. Like, are you okay? I haven't heard from you in a while. It's been a month after trying to message her, just trying to reach out, trying to do all these things, and I eventually gave up. So I'm at work just telling my coworkers what happened, and we were just like gave our theories, which I'm not getting into just yet. Like, let me finish because this is where like the most mind messing part comes in. So 3 weeks passes after never hearing from her again. So I received this text message one random day. I remember I was at home and my phone was on the left side of the bed. I remember it so well because I just knew it was her. I don't know because I didn't see the name. I just was like, this is her. She finally reached out to me. I'm not gonna read the whole text verbatim, but I will post it without her name or anything like that, obviously. But the way she wrote it was she was sorry for ghosting me. Like she knew she ghosted me. So she knew she did it. And then she was just like trying to reassure me that I was a great guy and like she would explain everything, which she never did. So she gave me the hope that maybe I would get an explanation to at least get some closure, which I did not. I think I responded with, hey, if I did something, I apologize because I really don't know what I may have done to you, but I do wish you the best. And I think I said it like that, and I just kind of like left her alone. And to this day, like I've already said, she still has me added on like Instagram and stuff. And she was like watching my stories here and there. So I found that extremely weird that you ghosted me and then you re-ghosted me and you're still watching me. I found that very suspicious. That is like the entire timeline of me and her from Bumble all the way to that text message, and that was the last time I heard from her. I've already said again, still does, or maybe she doesn't anymore. Watch my stories. Maybe she unfollowed me. I'm not sure. So now I want to get into some theories that I myself have come up with, and also some of my coworkers have come up with about the situation. Again, this situation happened years ago, so some of the coworkers I don't talk to anymore, and some have like moved on. But I do still try to keep in contact with them because this was one of the most bizarre things that have happened to me in terms of like romance, and I didn't know how much ghosting hurt, but it just hurt because I was so emotionally attached to her, and it really seemed like she was attached to me as well, unless she was lying. Like I said, I don't know her side of anything. So these are just like theories. None of these are facts. This is just like something to think about. So I want to go with like the most popular theory amongst me and my friends when I told them what happened. Another thing about the text message, she also said something about just respect my space, which comes into this theory right now. So the first theory that me and my friends came up with is that because she travels for work so much, maybe she had a spouse where she lived, like where she lives. Maybe she had a spouse or a husband that she was cheating on, per se. Not even just with me, because maybe through her travels, that's just something that she does. And it is a thing that people that travel for work are more prone to cheat, it seems. I really can't remember the statistic or whatever, but I do know that is a thing that people that do travel for work, since they're away from their spouse for so long, do kind of like go from city to city and then like take their ring off. And the reason why I do say this is because, again, she did block me on Snapchat, which is like which has like that stupid snap maps thing where you can see where everybody is at all times, which I still think that's weird. That's why I have ghost mode on me. You will never find me if you have me on Snapchat. I just don't think that's something we needed. The strongest theory is she was just married and this is her thing to just go from city to city and just like flirt, and maybe not even flirt, maybe just like hang out with different people. I'm trying to say it nicely because I don't think she's a bad person. I just don't. But it's like the strongest theory because it makes sense. Because when she was home, she would talk to me less. Like every time she was back at home for wherever she traveled, it seemed like she would talk to me less. And I can't really explain it. Like, she never wanted to call me unless it was just like she was just like in public or something like that. So, or if like she was with a family member. Like those were the only two times. It was just never me and her in her house like talking. And if it was, it would be about something like non-romantic. It would just be like friendly talk. So maybe that's why she responded more. But it was just kind of weird that once you left, it was just kind of like it felt like she didn't want anything more to do with me. Like she was entertaining me for a little bit, and then she probably picked up on the energy that I wanted something more because the impression that I got was that she wanted something more, and then she was probably like, "Oh, well, this isn't for me. This was just kind of like a one-time thing," which is leading to the second theory is that this was only supposed to be a one-time thing, and she probably didn't expect me to get attached, so she was just trying to figure out a way to, like, get me out of the way or try to push me aside. So maybe she was trying to give me hints that she didn't want to pursue me further, but she didn't know how because, like I said, she seemed like a nice person. So I don't think she had any malicious intent, in my opinion. Yeah, that's like the second theory is that this is just supposed to be like a one weekend thing, and then like we never talk again. The third theory, which also makes sense, is maybe she felt like I was like trying to pursue her a little too hard for her liking because yes, it was a month after our meet, and a month and a half before we were talking. Like everything seemed to go pretty fast, and maybe it was going too fast for her, so maybe I freaked her out, which again, if I did, I apologize because I really don't know if I freaked her out myself. That is a strong theory as well, that maybe I wanted something she didn't and she just didn't know how to tell me without hurting me, which I understand because I've been told that I'm such a nice guy that sometimes people don't want to tell me things straightforward because they don't want to hurt my feelings or anything. And at this point, I'm like 27 now. Like, it's okay to just be like, hey, I'm not interested. Like, you are. Like, this is only supposed to be like a thing. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't think we should like pursue this any further than what it was. And I'll be like, well, I mean, that sucks. I mean, I would be hurt, obviously, but I would appreciate the truth. So, that's like the third strongest theory. Like the last and final theory, it's just kind of loose. Maybe she was like a secret government agent and like maybe she found some dirt on me, or maybe like I don't know. Like the fourth theory is maybe she found out something about me and she didn't like it and she just didn't know how to approach me about it or something like that. But it is just like overall just getting ghosted, it's weird. So yeah, I got ghosted and it sucks, but I think this video, especially this video, is like my last time just like thinking about it, talking about it, and just kind of like letting it go. Who knows, maybe she'll see this video and then she'll reach out, but I highly, highly doubt it because I don't even know if she still follows me on Instagram or she still has me on Facebook. So I will never know. But yeah. So I don't know if y'all have been ghosted or have like dealt with any kind of like dating term things like catfishing. I've never been catfished, thank God, because I don't think I could mentally handle that. But ghosting, for me, it did hurt because it's just something about not getting closure that bothers me the most about that whole situation. At the end of the day, I'm not mad at her. I kind of like forgiven her. It's just like for me, it's just like it ruined my trust for people, if that makes any sense at all. Like it ruined my trust to the point where I didn't want to like date for a while after that. Like, I didn't want to even think about dating another girl for a while, because it was just like, well, what if she does that to me as well? Like, what, like, is this like the new thing? I'm gonna keep getting ghosted? Or like people always gonna be too afraid to like just tell me how they feel? Like, it was a lot to take in. So this video was just to like get it out, and whatever happens happens. Like, people in the comments might be like, yeah, you probably pushed her too hard, like maybe you kind of creeped out a little bit, and I'll be like, you know what, that's fair. I thought she was great, and like, I already showed you the text message, she thought I was a great guy, like, and everything. So I just wish I knew, but I never will, and I have to be okay with that. And yeah, I think I said everything I needed to say. I usually don't do story times like that. That was like a really, really personal one. I usually do like goofy ones, but this one was more personal for me, and I just really wanted to get it out, just like finally get it out. But yeah, that was me getting ghosted and just like the aftermath of it, because it did hurt. Once again, it is Malcolm. That's me. Subscription button up here. I don't know why I did that. So 2 other videos over there for your own free time. I got like a little Power Ranger head back here with a bucket hat, a Nickelodeon pullover. Without further ado, I wish you well. I wish you good health. I will see you again next time.